The story of America is one of many beginnings, struggles, and transformations that have shaped the nation we know today. It all starts long before the United States existed, with the indigenous peoples who lived on this land for thousands of years. Long before Europeans set foot on the continent, Native Americans had thriving cultures spread across North and South America. These first people, called Paleo-Indians, migrated from Asia during the last ice age by crossing a land bridge called Beringia that connected Siberia to Alaska. Over thousands of years, their descendants built rich societies with unique traditions, farming techniques, and cities, such as the mound-building Adena and Mississippian cultures in what we now call the Midwest, or the cliff dwellers of the Southwest. Fast forward to the late 1400s, when European explorers arrived, forever changing the continent. In 1492, Christopher Columbus reached the Caribbean under the Spanish flag, initiating an era of exploration and colonization. Spanish explorers pushed into what is now the southern and western parts of the United States, founding early settlements in Florida and the Southwest. Other European powers like the French, Dutch, and English also began staking claims. The Dutch settled New Amsterdam, present-day New York City. The French explored the Mississippi Valley, and the English established colonies along the Atlantic coast. One of the earliest and most famous English settlements was Jamestown, founded in Virginia in 1607. It was a difficult start. Starvation, disease, and conflict with native peoples took their toll. But eventually, tobacco became the cornerstone of its economy, attracting settlers and investors. Meanwhile, the Pilgrims arrived on the Mayflower in 1620, seeking religious freedom and establishing Plymouth Colony in New England. These English colonies grew and prospered, though not without conflicts. Native American tribes resisted colonial expansion, leading to various wars. The colonies developed distinct regional identities. New England's economy centered on small farms and trade. The middle colonies boasted ethnic and religious diversity, and the southern colonies built an economy reliant on large plantations and enslaved labor, particularly for tobacco, rice, and later cotton. By the mid-1700s, the 13 colonies were firmly established. However, tensions with the British Crown escalated following the French and Indian War, 1754-1763, which greatly expanded British territory in North America but also increased debts. Britain sought to tax the colonies to help pay for these expenses, sparking resistance. The colonists objected to taxation without representation, leading to events such as the Boston Tea Party in 1773. This unrest paved the way for the American Revolutionary War. Fighting broke out in April 1775 at Lexington and Concord, and soon the colonies united under the Continental Congress. George Washington was named commander of the Continental Army, leading a ragtag group of militia and soldiers against the British Empire. On July 4, 1776, the colonies declared independence with the Declaration of Independence, penned primarily by Thomas Jefferson. The Revolution lasted until 1783, ending with American victory and formal recognition of sovereignty. The new nation faced challenges in governance. The first attempt, the Articles of Confederation, proved weak with limited central power. Thus, the U.S. Constitution was drafted in 1787, creating a stronger federal government with checks and balances. George Washington became the first president, and the Bill of Rights was added to guarantee individual freedoms. The early 19th century was marked by expansion. The Louisiana Purchase in 1803 under President Jefferson nearly doubled the country's size, and explorers like Lewis and Clark mapped the western territories. The idea of manifest destiny took hold, the belief that America was destined to stretch from coast to coast. This led to settling new lands, but also conflicts and displacement of native peoples. Slavery was a contentious issue during this era. The northern states gradually abolished slavery, while the southern economy depended on it. Tensions over the future of slavery in new states grew. In 1860, Abraham Lincoln was elected president on a platform opposing the spread of slavery. Southern states seceded and formed the Confederacy, leading to the Civil War from 1861 to 1865. It was the deadliest conflict in American history, with battles like Gettysburg and Antietam. The Union's victory preserved the nation and ended slavery with the 13th Amendment. Reconstruction followed, a troubled time of rebuilding and extending civil rights. However, white supremacy regained hold in the South through Jim Crow laws, requiring decades of the civil rights movement to challenge. The late 19th century, known as the Gilded Age, saw rapid industrialization and immigration. Cities expanded, railroads connected the country, and America emerged as a global economic power. It participated in World War I in 1917 and experienced the Roaring Twenties, a time of cultural change and prosperity, until the Great Depression struck in 1929. World War II unified the nation again, with America becoming a superpower after helping defeat the Axis powers. The post-war era started the Cold War with the Soviet Union, marked by political tension, nuclear arms race, and proxy wars like Korea and Vietnam. The civil rights movement of the 1950s and 60s successfully challenged segregation and discrimination, advancing equality. In recent decades, America faced new challenges. The Gulf War, the September 11 attacks, wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, economic recessions, and the COVID-19 pandemic. Today, the United States remains a diverse and dynamic country, continuously shaped by its history of freedom, conflict, immigration, and innovation, a nation still defining what it means to be American.